how are we all? I hope you're all doing it really well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited because I haven't done like a solid bacon video in what feels like the longest time. I used to do bacon videos so often on my channel and life got busy and things started just, you know, getting busy. And yeah, we're back in the kitchen, got my apron on. I'm gonna do a bit of bacon. We're not doing anything too strenuous, not doing anything too stressful. We're going to be making Brookies, as you can tell by the title. If you don't know what a Brookie is, it's a hybrid between a brownie and a cookie, merged together in a morsel mouthful. I've had one before, they're delicious. This isn't my recipe, it's a recipe by a wonderful YouTuber, Instagrammer called Lily Pebbles. I will link her channel up in the top corner and also in the description box below, along with the full recipe if you want to get it yourself. I am not taking credit for it, I just saw it on her Instagram and I was like, oh my god, I used to have those at school, they're delicious, I need to make them. And we had all of the ingredients. They're dairy free, which is perfect, and all of the ingredients are relatively easy to find during what's going on in the minute, so it should be good to go. I'm only making 6, the recipe makes 12, so we've halved the ingredients because it's only me and Zara and we are having a lot of cakes and cookies right now, so we're trying to cut back. But let's get cracking. Got myself a cup of tea. I'm gonna go back to the good old days of Luke in a kitchen and bacon. I'm very excited. Right, let's crack on with the recipe. Okay, so bear in mind that this recipe is halved. These ingredients are half what the actual full recipe is, but you're gonna need 85 grams of cocoa powder, 400 grams of caster sugar, you're gonna need 125 ml of vegetable oil, 4 eggs, but like I said, we've halved the recipe, so we're only gonna do 2. We've got 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt. We're also going to need 250 grams of plain flour, and we're going to need 60 grams of icing sugar. So that is everything. That's all you're going to need. And the only other form of equipment you're going to need is some kind of mixer or a whisk. You can do this by hand if you've got an electronic whisker, whatever you have. I'm using my KitchenAid because I absolutely love it. So yeah, let's get making some brownie, cookie, brookie things. Okay, so once you have washed your hands, what you're going to want to do is grab your bowl and add your dry ingredients in there and give everything a little mix just to make sure it is all combined. Okay, so into the stand mixer, you're going to want to add all of your dry ingredients. So we've got the caster sugar, we're doing 200 grams of caster sugar. I'm using golden caster sugar just because I prefer the taste, so we're going to put that in. Then we're going to add the baking powder and also the salt, so we're just going to put that in. We're also going to add in the plain flour. I have sifted this plain flour as well, so we're going to put that in too. And then we're going to add the cocoa powder as well. This is a really good quality Dutch processed cocoa powder. It is delicious. It's a little bit more expensive, but it really gets that like chocolatey taste. So we're going to pop that in as well. Perfect. So I'm just going to pop the whisk down and just give that a little stir just to make sure everything is combined. Okay, so once you have all of your dry ingredients that are just mixed together, that's perfect. And then what we're going to want to do is add your wet ingredients. So we've got the oil. So this is just vegetable oil, just pour that directly in. Perfect. And then we have 2 eggs. These are just medium-sized free-range eggs. I do recommend cracking your eggs into a separate ramekin just in case they are a little bit, you know, off. Or you get any shell in there, which this one's good. So we're going to go with 1 egg and the second egg. Then we need to add a splash of vanilla extract. This one has just got the remains of this in, so we're just going to tip it all in. Okay, that's great. So we just want to pop the whisk attachment back down and just give that a stir until it's all combined. You may need to grab a spatula and just get it involved just to make sure everything is nice and incorporated. You're looking for like, I guess, wet sand at this stage. Eggs do vary in size as well, so don't worry if yours is looking a little bit dry. You can of course add a little splash of dairy-free milk to completely keep it dairy-free, but you can add regular milk if you've just got regular milk lying around. I'm just going to give that one final mix and then it should be good to go. Okay, so your mixture should look kind of like wet mud. I know that's not the most enticing thing to say, but it should kind of resemble like wet sand and be holding its shape. So that is looking perfect. That's the kind of consistency. Doesn't look the most appealing, but the smell, oh my god, it smells so good. What you can do is pop these in the freezer. Once you roll them up into cookie-sized balls, which I'm going to show you, you can bang them in the freezer and bake them at your disposal, or you can just bake them all at once, depending on what you're after. Okay, so you want to grab yourself a dinner plate, and then your icing sugar that you weighed out earlier, just sprinkle that on your plate like this. There's no need to sift your icing sugar or just press it down. So you want like a nice flat surface, and then you're gonna grab your cookie mixture And I'm gonna use 2 spoons for this. If you do have like an ice cream scoop, that'd be awesome to like portion it out, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna grab that sized amount of mixture, I guess like a large golf ball, then just scrape that into the icing sugar, and then just roll that around in the icing sugar. And then we just need to transfer that to a baking tray. So I'm just gonna pop the cookie ball onto the baking tray. And these will spread, so be careful when you do pop them on your tray that they aren't too close, otherwise they'll just merge into one giant brookie. I mean, that sounds amazing to be fair. So I'm just gonna repeat that for the rest of the mixture. Okay, so I have made 11, is my maths correct? 10 and 6 is, what? 11. I made 11 cookies. That's a lot. I thought the recipe made 12 cookies, but I think I've made them fairly small in size. You can of course freeze these, but I want them to go like nice and fudgy, so I'm just gonna pop them straight into the oven. The oven is at 180 degrees and I'm gonna bake them for around 10 minutes and check them. They will not be cooked fully through, so you've got to leave them, again, classically cool on the trays, but hopefully when we're done, we'll have some delicious brownie cookies. I'm so excited. Right, let's pop these into the oven. Okay, so the timer has just gone off for 10 minutes and let's give these a check. Oh wow, oh my god, they look amazing. I might give them like one little rotate just so the bottom ones have a chance to cook. They look fantastic, oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm just gonna transfer them onto a wire cooling rack now to cool down on the actual baking trays. This just helps cook the bottoms and make sure that they're nice and gooey and we don't over bake them. So I'm just gonna leave them on there for around 10 minutes and then I'll transfer them to the cooling rack to cool completely. Okay, so now the cookies have had a chance to cool on the baking tray, I'm gonna transfer them to the wire rack to cool completely. And then all that's left to do is have a little taste. I feel like these are the cookies you used to have as a child. We used to have them in our school and they'd be like a Friday treat. We'd have them with our little milk cartons, or sometimes if they had them left over, they'd put them back in the oven slightly just to warm, and we'd have them with custard or ice cream. I used to ask for custard and ice cream. I was that kind of child. Oh, so good. All of the memories. So I'm gonna leave them to cool on the rack and then we're gonna dig in. Look who I roped in! Me! Sarah's just been working in the living room and I was like, you've got to come and try some of these brownie cookie brookies. I popped them on. Brookies, yeah. I popped them on a board to make them look extra fancy. But I mean, oh, did you ever have these as a kid?
Do you know what? I'm not too sure, but now I'm like, did we have them in school?
Yeah, that's
I don't know if they taste like that, but they look like that.
These are quite similar to Ordies. Did you ever have chocolate Ordies?
Maybe.
We used to have them with green custard. Well, we'd pick one and then we'll share that one. We're gonna...
Let's just have this one.
Okay, we're gonna share them, but yeah, with tea. Do you want to half it? I mean, it's probably gonna go all over the floor. Let's do it on camera so you guys can get a...
It's gonna be gooey?
No, it's not gooey. I just think it's like, it's got a good break. Oh my god, that is just like dense. It's like a brownie cookie, supposedly. That's the idea.
Oh, they feel warm.
They are. They're just fresh out the oven.
They smell nice. I have had these.
Oh my god, they're chewy. They're chocolatey. They're dairy free as well.
It's very tasty.
The cocoa powder we used had no milk in it at all, so it's completely dairy free.
Don't use eggs.
Oh wow.
Use eggs. Do you know what I think you should do one day? Is just do like a day of
childhood food from my childhood.
No, like yeah, but school dinners. Like not. Do you know what I mean? Like make some green custard.
Oh my god. Yeah.
The cakes, like what are they? And they're like pink fingers but are squares. Do you know what I mean?
No.
It was like sponge with like pink icing on top.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
Turkey dinosaurs. We had them, turkey twizzlers.
Yeah.
But like being vegetarian
that
might be
really
tricky.
Fun.
That's a really good idea. If you would like to see me eating my childhood food in a video, do give the video a thumbs up. How would you rate them out of 10? I'm going to say solid 10 out of 10. They're delicious.
10.
With a cup of tea or a glass of like cold milk.
I feel like if you gave me this when I was at school, I'd be like, I'm not at school, I don't want it, but like now I'm like,
Yes, bring it on. Thank you so much for watching. If you do make the recipe, let me know in the comments down below, and also check out Lily Pebbles as well. It's her recipe and it's brilliant. Thank you so much for watching, guys. There's going to be more baking videos coming very soon. Enjoy your cookies and have a wonderful rest of your day whenever you're watching this. Thank you very much. Don't forget to click the subscribe button as well. It's just down below. Give it a thumbs up and I'll see you all very soon.